Before the mind thinks, the heart feels. And what the heart feels becomes the lens through which the mind sees. Emotion does not wait. It precedes interpretation, shaping reality before truth arrives. Emotion colors perception. Sadness dims the world. Joy brightens it. Fear narrows it. Anger sharpens it. We rarely see with our eyes. We see with our mood. Emotion is weather inside the soul. Storms rise. Winds shift. Clouds gather all without permission. And just like weather, emotion can change the landscape we believe is real. When fear becomes the lens, the world shrinks. It reduces possibilities and magnifies danger. Fear does not lie, but it exaggerates. Anger sharpens reality until even kindness feels hostile. It turns tone into insult, silence into rejection, and uncertainty into offense. Anger sees threats even where none exists. Sorrow softens everything, but it also dims everything. It makes burdens heavier, moments slower, and futures darker. It is a lens of heaviness that tints all hope in gray. Joy widens the world. It makes danger appear distant. Challenges feel light, and time itself gentle. But joy, unchecked, can blind us to real risks. Every emotion leaves an echo, a resonance that lingers long after the moment ends. We walk through the present carrying the emotional residue of the past hour, the past day, the past year. Emotion edits memory. We remember the pain sharply, the comfort vaguely. We remember betrayal vividly, kindness softly. Emotion chooses what to keep and what to erase. We feel before we understand. We react before we analyze. The body moves before the mind explains. Emotion is the first interpreter, and often the loudest. Emotion decides. Meaning, one message feels warm, another feels cold, though the words are the same. Emotion shapes truth without asking permission. Emotion magnifies the trivial. A small delay feels like rejection. A simple comment like attack. A minor mistake like disaster. Emotion expands shadows far beyond their size. Strong emotion blinds. Not because the world disappears, but because emotion becomes the only thing the self can see. Clarity waits outside the fog. Emotion spreads. A tense room becomes tense. A peaceful heart becomes peace. We borrow moods from the people we sit beside. The heart influences thought more than thought influences the heart. A calm heart makes wise thinking easy. A troubled heart makes wisdom feel unreachable. Emotion resists clarity. It clings to the story it created. It fears being disproved. Emotion prefers comfort, even when comfort blinds. The first step toward clear perception is not suppressing emotion, but recognizing it. For what is named can be understood, and what is understood can be transformed. Clarity begins when we see emotion as something we have, not something we are. You are not your anger. You are the person experiencing anger. You are not your sadness. You are the one observing the feeling of sadness. This distinction is crucial. To observe an emotion is to create a small space between you and it. You step back, host a little, and look at the feeling instead of being completely submerged in it. This act of separation is the first step toward understanding. When you separate, you can ask questions. What is this feeling? Where did it come from? What is it telling me? To understand is to reclaim your vision, to take back the power from the storm of emotion and see the situation for what it truly is. When strong emotions arise, our bodies often react physically. Your chest might feel tight, your breathing shallow. This physical response can make the emotion feel even more overwhelming, trapping you in a cycle. But you have a simple, powerful tool to break this cycle. Your breath. Emotion tightens the chest, but breath widens it. Take a single, deep, conscious breath. Inhale slowly, feeling your lungs expand, creating space inside you. As you exhale, release the tension. This one breath can create a powerful separation, a space between your true self and the emotional storm. In that space, you find clarity. In that space, you find a moment of peace. This space is a form of self-compassion. a mercy you grant yourself in a difficult moment. Remember this simple truth. All storms pass. The intense heat of anger will eventually cool down. The tight grip of fear will begin to loosen. The heavy weight of sorrow will ebb and flow like a tide. Our emotions are like the weather, they are temporary, constantly changing conditions. They are not the climate of your soul. Your inner climate is your fundamental nature, your core self, which is far more stable and enduring. Understanding the impermanence of emotion is a profound act of kindness to yourself. It reminds you that no matter how intense a feeling is right now, it will not last forever. This knowledge is its own form of mercy, a light at the end of the tunnel. So what happens when the emotional storm finally passes? What is left when the fog of feeling begins to dissipate? After the emotion fades, what remains is truth, steady, patient, and unmoved by the turbulence that just passed. Emotions are our internal interpreters. They react to events, color our perceptions, and tell us a story about what is happening. But these stories are not always the full picture. They are interpretations, not facts. The truth, however, endures. It was there before the emotion, during it, and it will be there long after. Learning to wait for the emotion to settle allows you to see this underlying truth more clearly, without the distortion of the moment. True clarity emerges when your heart and your mind learn to work together in harmony. It's not about the mind dominating the heart, suppressing all feeling with cold logic, nor is it about the heart overwhelming the mind, letting every impulse guide your actions. It's about alignment. Clarity is born when the heart calms down enough for the mind to listen to its wisdom, and the mind becomes quiet enough to understand the heart's language. Neither one is the boss. They become partners. This beautiful alignment, this inner coherence between feeling and thinking, is the very beginning of wisdom. It's the foundation upon which a balanced life is built. What does it mean to be emotionally mature? It's a common misconception that emotional maturity means you don't feel things deeply, or that you've somehow conquered your emotions. That couldn't be further from the truth. Emotional maturity is not the absence of emotion. Instead, it is the ability to do three things when an emotion arises. First, to name it, to say, this is anger, or this is anxiety. Second, to sit with it, to allow the feeling to exist without immediately trying to fix it, escape it, or act on it. And third, to let it pass through you without building a permanent story from it. You don't let a moment of anger convince you that you're an angry person, or a wave of sadness define your entire life. You experience it, and then you let it go. When your inner emotional world finally settles, something remarkable happens. The lens through which you see the world clears. It's as if you've been looking through a foggy or distorted piece of glass, and suddenly, it becomes crystal clear. With this clarity, you begin to see others more fairly, without the filter of your own emotional reactions. You see their intentions and their struggles more clearly. You also see yourself more gently, with more compassion and less harsh judgment. Most importantly, you see reality more honestly, as it is, not just as your feelings paint it to be. This kind of clarity is not cold or detached. It is a form of purity, pure, unfiltered connection to the world around you and the truth within you. To see with a balanced heart is the ultimate goal. It is to see the truth. In this state of being, emotion still moves within you. You still feel joy, sadness, excitement, and frustration. But these emotions no longer command you. They don't hijack your behavior or dictate your reality. They color your experience, adding richness and depth, but they do not distort your perception. This is the lens of wisdom. It's a state where the heart feels deeply, allowing you to connect with life fully, and the mind sees clearly, allowing you to navigate life wisely. Here, emotion becomes a valuable companion on your journey, not a tyrannical master. And in this balance, your perception of yourself and the world finally returns to a place of peace and clarity. Thanks for watching.